Incredible doesn't even begin to describe the mansions in the United States. They are not at all like the mansions that are located in your neighborhood in any manner, shape, or form, and they have a broad variety of extravagant architectural details. Some of these architectural details include large swimming pools and garages, among other things. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today, we are going to talk about the top 10 biggest ancient mysteries. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. Number 10. Versailles. David and Jackie Siegel, a famous couple from Florida, have been hard at work on the construction of what they regard as a modern-day Versailles for more than 18 years now. The movie, The Queen of Versailles, which came out in 2012, recounted all of their hard work and accomplishments. The building has not exactly been a stroll in the park. It was put on hold in 2009 when the global economic crisis started. According to a story from the year 2019, published in the Orlando Sentinel, Jackie expressed regret that she had even begun the process of building the house. Number 9. Meadowbrook Hall. Meadowbrook Hall has garnered a specific reputation for fame as a result of the exceptional craftsmanship, stunning architectural features, and huge majesty that characterize the building. The architecture is a shining example of enduring excellence, both in terms of the design of its structures and the use of high-quality materials in the construction of those structures. Brick, sandstone, wood timbers, and clay shingle tiles on the roof are some of the American materials that were employed in the construction of the building's facade, which features a range of various textures and designs. Additionally, the structure was constructed in the United States of America. The rooftop of the house is characterized even further by the presence of 39 brick chimneys, each of which has a unique pattern. Number 8. Shadow Lawn. In the early 20th century, John A. McCall, who was serving as the president of the New York Life Insurance Company at the time, was the person primarily responsible for the initial creation of the Shadow Lawn estate. Its major house was a palace that had 52 rooms and had previously served as the summer White House for the United States under President Woodrow Wilson in the year 1915. Wilson's re-election campaign served as his headquarters, and he used the mansion to arrange many aspects of the campaign. The pre-existing building on the land was formerly known as Shadow Lawn, but after Monmouth University bought the land, it was renamed Woodrow Wilson Hall. This was done as a way to honor President Woodrow Wilson's time spent in the previous building, which was demolished to make way for the new one. Number 7. Cornelius Vanderbilt Eye House. In the year 1883, the enormous Cornelius Vanderbilt Eye House was built at 1 West 57th Street in the borough of Manhattan in the city of New York. Cornelius Vanderbilt ELU is honored with the naming of this place. There was a reception room, a dining room that doubled as an art gallery, and a drawing room located on the ground level of the building. On the second level of the home were all of the living quarters, such as the drawing room, the music room, and the conservatory. On the floors below, the family had their sleeping quarters. The home was, and continues to be, the largest privately owned residence that has ever been built in New York City. Number 6. Winterthur. The town of Winterthur, Delaware, is home to the American Estate and Museum that are together referred to as the Winterthur Museum, Garden, and Library. The name Winterthur, which may be pronounced Winter, is the name of a museum in Delaware that is home to one of the most comprehensive collections of Americana in the entirety of the United States. During his lifetime, Henry Francis DuPont, 1880-1969, the man responsible for creating Winterthur and a prominent figure in the fields of horticulture and antiquities collecting, considered both the museum and the house that he designed to be his primary residence. A separate pavilion from the main house was built in the 1960s in order to provide additional space for the ever-increasing number of guests that came to visit. The museum shop and the museum cafe were both open to the general public, and the parking lot was conveniently located adjacent to the visitor center. Number 5. Arden House. Edward Henry Harriman and his wife were the initial owners of the Arden House, which is credited as being the first property in the United States to be used as a conference center. Edward Henry Harriman was a significant figure in the history of railroading in the United States. His wife was the first owner of the Arden House, Edward was able to pursue a career in the railroad sector, which was a big component of his overall success, as a result of his marriage to Mary Williamson, Averill Harriman. This marriage was a significant contributor to Edward's overall success. Their achievements resulted in the amassing of wealth, which paved the way for them to be in a position to purchase Arden's property in the first place. The spectacular music chamber in the mansion is styled after a medieval great hall with the purpose of providing an authentic feel. Number 4. White Marsh Hall. Edward T. Stotesbury, an executive in the banking industry, and his wife, Eva, were the proprietors of the sprawling estate known as White Marsh Hall, which was located on 300 acres of land close to Winmore, Pennsylvania, in the United States. White Marsh Hall was recognized for its beautiful architecture and was a popular wedding venue. It was planned by Horace Trumbauer, a notable architect of the Gilded Age, and built in 1921. Nevertheless, it was demolished in 1980, after Horace Trumbauer had designed it. The different floors of the building might be reached through one of the 5 impressive staircases or one of the 3 elevators. Everything in the establishment was powered by the generator, and it even had its own telephone system, which was staffed by the establishment's employees. Number 3. The One. Richard Sagian, owner of the fast fashion juggernaut Fashion Nova, claims that he was the successful bidder who paid $141 million to acquire the mega mansion referred to as the One. Sagian, whose business has benefited from its relationships with celebrities and influencers, prevailed over 4 other bidders on Thursday to win the bidding for the 105,000 square foot estate on a hilltop in Bel Air, which is the largest home in Los Angeles. Sagian's company has benefited from its association with celebrities and influencers. A flamboyant entrepreneur named Niall Niami has constructed his magnum opus on the property known as the One, which has already been rented for filming. A few years ago, he had intended to sell the home for $500 million, but unexpected events forced him to file for bankruptcy instead. Number 2. Oheke Castle. Oheke Castle was commissioned by Otto Herman Kahn, a successful businessman and philanthropist who was also responsible for its construction. He constructed his residence on Long Island at the highest point of his 443-acre property, at a total cost that would be equivalent to $158 million in today's money. The land on which the home sits is in the center of the island. After Otto Kahn's death in 1934, the estate changed hands several times before becoming a retreat for New York City sanitation workers and a government training facility for merchant marine radio operators. Otto Kahn's passing in 1934 prompted the transformation of the property. Otto Kahn has been the property's owner for a good number of years, following the 1948 purchase of Oheke by the Eastern Military Academy. The grounds were subsequently leveled, the rooms partitioned, and the walls painted. Today, Oheke is home to the Eastern Military Academy. Number 1. Biltmore Estate. The Biltmore House is the largest home in the United States when measured in terms of its overall floor space. The house is one of the best-known examples of a residence that was built during the Gilded Age, and it is currently owned by George Vanderbilt's family. At the turn of the 21st century, the estate welcomed more than 1 million guests each year. The estate featured a small village with a variety of restaurants and shops, in addition to an inn and a hotel. Additionally, Mr. and Mrs. Vanderbilt utilized some of the property that they own to establish a vineyard in 1971. When measured in square footage, each of these breathtaking American mansions clocks in at more than 20 times the size of the typical home in the United States. There are several that are still used as private dwellings, but the majority of them are now either halls or museums on college campuses. That's a wrap on the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.